Hi, today I'm going to talk about negative keywords, the most important issue in online marketing, and the latest news on a retired tool that we'll all desperately miss. What's the point of negative keywords? Well, you will find that there are certain phrases that are being typed in that you are paying for ads to be displayed for and paying for the clicks that you simply shouldn't be displayed for. One classic example is when somebody's typing things into their search engine along the lines of free or cheap. Now, unless you are somebody who feels that being featured for those phrases is going to lead to a conversion, there's absolutely no reason why you should be featured, paying, have impressions against your CTR for those phrases. So if you add them to your negative keyword list, for example, just simply cheap and free, you will immediately be ruling out people who are looking for something that's cheap or free. Now, cheap, of course, is a very vague term, and cheap in itself may well not preclude that particular prospect from doing business with you. Even if you're at the premium end of the market, who knows what they mean by cheap? But be aware that words like that, and there's a whole plethora, we typically have hundreds of negative keywords in an account. They are more and more leading to a lower CTR because you are getting impressions for things that you shouldn't get impressions for. And worst of all, you're paying to be clicked. So avoid it. Do some work on what you're being clicked for, and if you see a phrase in your search query report that is absolutely not what you should be appearing for, make sure it's in the negative keyword list. What is the single most important thing you need to do to maximize your online presence? Well, for me, it's not necessarily traffic. Without a doubt, you're never going to get anywhere without traffic. But the very first thing you must do is identify your value proposition, identify your positioning, identify your USPs, your unique selling points, and put all that together, put it into the mixing pot, brainstorm it with people within and outside your business. Try to get a sense of what it is that your prospects really, really want to see. And once you've got that, once you've got a sense of that, that then forms the absolute basis of your copy, of the way you present your landing pages, your home page, your website in general. This is starting point number one with any campaign we run with a client. We've taken up to 6 hours in some circumstances to really totally understand a client's value propositions, their USPs and their positioning. And often we're not just understanding them, we are proposing differentiation, we are proposing ways that they can separate themselves. Often it's not even reinventing their wheel, it's simply putting things in a different light, turning it on its head, thinking outside the box. How can we present this company in a way that differentiates from their opposition without them having to change their offer? It's generally very simple, but you need to put the time and effort in to brainstorm. Brainstorming is absolutely key. Without a doubt, so is traffic. But without a high quality message, the traffic is a waste of time. So this week Google retired what they called translated pages. This was a facility in the search results that allowed people to see search results in a foreign language, and that even extended to typing in an English phrase but asking to see the results in another language. It was a pretty low use tool from what we can gather. We certainly hardly used it. I can imagine there would be circumstances where it would have been very useful, but they'd have been rare. So that's been retired, and of course it's focused our mind a little more on that incredible facility that the Google Chrome browser offers, which is to translate any web page into another language. when you think about it, this is amazing that such a facility exists. And I would be surprised if most people actually were aware of it. But yes, it's built into the Google Chrome browser, and it's a simple single-click situation to get a whole web page translated. Maybe useful to you if you're looking at distributors in other countries, competitors, trying to get a sense of how other people are marketing in your industry, or looking for ideas.